One of the weirdest problems nowadays is that kids lack such basic reading and writing skills that asking them to understand math formulas is like asking them to land a man on the moon. You want to know something scary? I know somebody that works in an office that evaluates kids, very young kids, to see if they need early intervention. Okay, early intervention being they need speech therapy, they need physical therapy, occupational therapy, they need, just they have learning disability, they need services on top of school. They need some sort of service. It's kind of like special education. Sometimes it's outside of that. I know someone who works in one of these offices. They evaluate kids before they get to kindergarten so that they can get them in these programs early so they may eliminate their need for later services. The number of kids that get put through these programs for different types of therapy, not because they have any developmental issues that are like really caused by something in their brain, but simply because their parents didn't teach them how to read and they need to be caught up, or their parents did not teach them how to speak because their kid had some sort of thing that they were saying a little incorrectly and they just never sat there and helped them sound it out. It's not just iPad kids, it's just neglectful parents. It's not always tech related. It's so many over the years, so many more kids that they have to pull from preschool, get evaluated, and give them speech therapy because their parent just wouldn't sit with them and teach them how to speak correctly. It's crazy how many kids need that. Crazy. And so many more in like recent years. It's insane. It's insane. It's nuts. Or yeah. Crow, said main issue kids are having these days is being unable to hold a pencil well since they don't color or draw as much anymore. They literally, this is the same topic, they literally put so many kids through, like young children, through occupational therapy to develop fine motor skills because they only hold the device and use their finger to poke a thing, and they do not play with Legos. They do not like use their hands in any dynamic way often. So then when they have to hold a pencil, they can't do it. They've only been alive for 4 years, and they never really developed anything in their hands to be able to do that. So they have to sit there and get put through occupational therapy to be able to hold objects and manipulate them to a degree where they never had to do this in the past because kids would color a lot and play with toys that required them to build, It's one of my close friends that does this kind of work too. So her main thing is occupational therapy with kids, and she sits there with kids. Again, these kids have no neurological issues, no developmental issues that arose from anything medical. It is purely that they just never developed muscles to be able to do this. They never developed dexterity. It's crazy. Even playing and molding Play-Doh is a great way to strengthen those fine motor skills, which leads up to writing. Yeah. One of the things they do is they take Play-Doh and they put an object inside of it, and they're like, get it out. Take the Play-Doh and like peel it apart to get the thing out. And they make them just do this a lot so that they learn. And they'd be like, okay, now do it, but don't use your pointer finger. Hold your pointer finger up and then like use your other 3 fingers and your thumb to do it. And they like force them to do it like that. Or they'll be like, okay, now use your pinkies, and like they try to make it like a fun thing for them. And they'll race them. They'll be like, oh, I'll do mine with my pinkies. Let's race, to get like the kids to have fun with it. Cause they're like 4, 4 or 5. But yeah, that's all the like OT stuff. Actually, that's a field that needs a lot of people if anyone's looking for a job switch and wants something really reliable, but it takes a lot of schooling. But it's a like really reliable careers doing like OT for kids, PT for kids. There are not enough people doing it.